Hi, this is Garibay, and this video is for a non-player character in a video. This is a player character that I played that I'm now offering up, just kind of to try to package so that you can use them as a non-player character in your game. And so this is a Star Wars character. This character was created in a Star Wars Edge of the Empire role-playing game. Wonderful game, highly recommend it. And and it's created by Fantasy Flight Games. And so one of the things that about this character is he was a human, right? So that was the chosen race. I had to really I chose human because I kind of felt like we were going into we had a group of 4 players, and I didn't want to do something too outrageous. This is a brand new game, right? So Star Wars Edge of the Empire just came out, right? And so I really wanted to give the game master a best chance to run a fairly successful game. So I felt like human would be good because it wouldn't for the other race I was really interested in was Gand. So Gands are these weird bulbous head insect looking like guys, and they look pretty cool, and I wanted to learn more about them. But I kind of didn't want to make my character an experiment in this newer game, right? So if you're playing in a tabletop role-playing game with a whole bunch of people and basically you guys have been playing that game for 2 or 3 campaigns. You're all familiar with it. Feel like you can experiment with different races. But this is a brand new game, and this is Star Wars Edge of the Empire. One of our players was really hesitant to play it because it has these custom dice, right? New system, new dice, right? A lot to learn, right? So so I just kind of wanted to help the game master out and keep my character a little more vanilla. So that it would just give more range for him to tell stories with it, and I think it worked. There's something really unusual that happened with the character, and I'll explain that before I finish here. So I chose human as the race, and then the class was explorer, and I believe their specialty was scout, right? So it was a human explorer scout, and one of the things, boy, this game is fantastic. So the version of this game. You can go into smugglers, bounty hunters, explorers, technicians, pretty wide range, right? And so my character, the Human Explorer Scout, the name of this character, which you can use as a non-player character, is Ark, so A-R-K, and then Sarbaryon. And baryon is a technical term, like a star astronomical term. And so I actually Googled, astronomical star terms to get his name. So baryon is a type of particle, and so the character's name is Ark Sarbaryon. So he's a human explorer scout, and so we brought him into this campaign, and essentially their job, he was with 2 other droids and with a smuggler type, and their job was to assassinate a Hutt, right? And so we went about that, and so that went forward. That was the core of the area. Now, one of the things that was interesting was a lot of times, I'm a busy guy. I have a beautiful wife and 4 children, and I try to give them as much time as possible. My wife is really, she's really nice about my hobbies, and so I try to, keep it balanced, right? So I didn't really have a lot of time to create this character, and also brand new. So I had to read a 400-page book to play this game. Now, actually, how this game even started though was I actually bought, and this is fascinating, man. Fantasy Flight Games. Great job with this, with this game. They sold their demo as a product for this game, right? So I bought the game that came out in this kind of cheap paper box, right? But in there were a complete dice set, a little mini adventure, a poster, and these little counters that are like little guides, right? And so I bought this for $35, like 6 months to 10 months before the book was available on shelves. I read that, super excited about it, and I was playing in a Pathfinder game with this college student, and I showed him just a beginner guide, and I'm like, hey, after I read it, I wasn't going to run it because I'm already in a Pathfinder game, right? I try to limit my campaigns to 1 or 2 campaigns at a time max, and usually I'm only in 1. If it were up to me, I'd be playing 3, 4, 5 campaigns. But that's not a good idea for a husband and a father. I try to give my time to my wife and my kids as much as possible. You got to put limits on the things you love. And so I have a lot of these games that are on my shelf where I own them, and I desperately want to play them, but I know that they're queued up after a whole bunch of other games, and they very well may never get played. And so what I did is I just packed it all up, and I said, hey, and I gave it to the college student. He swept through it, read it, and he's like, this is cool. So he ran it for his sister, and he ran it for another friend of ours. And so there was a mini campaign that happened before, and then we got to a break point in our Pathfinder game where the father who was running the Pathfinder game said, we're going to take a break, right? And so then we took a break, and so right then, because he had already had the beginner game, right, and already run the campaign, he said, hey, the young college student, he said, we have the Star Wars Edge of the Empire game came out, right, and so they gave you a running start to play this game with the beginner game. And he was already he bought Star Wars Edge of the Empire game book for like $50. That's what it costs. It's expensive, but it's a great value. You get a lot of time out of these games. Tabletop role-playing games are a tremendous value, and so he was able to run the game right away because of the beginner. And I hope all tabletop role-playing games are. And so that's really wonderful because Fantasy Flight Games innovated, and they said, you know what, we don't have the full game finished, but we have enough to give you one adventure. We have enough to give you the flavor of the game, right? And was able, and then we were able to really jump on that, and we ran a seven session mini campaign, right? And it was really cool. Now I didn't have a lot of time because I read the whole book and get ready, and then so my character really didn't, if you hear a lot of my non-player character videos, usually my players have a hook, right? So I say more than, oh, he's a human explorer scout. That's all. Arc Sarbaryon was a cool name, I think. That's all Arc Sarbaryon was just a human explorer scout with a cool name, right? And they don't have alignments in Star Wars, but I think he'd be lawful good or neutral good. All my player characters are heroes. I never play anybody who's really neutral or I like playing heroes. It's hard to do that in real life. The costs are incredibly high, and try to, but it's really fun to play heroes in tabletop role playing games, and so. So one of the things was he was really kind of vanilla, and I felt a little bit ashamed of that I didn't have some really unique hook, right? But that's the great thing about tabletop role playing games is everybody's bringing story to the game, and so the game master, I did not want to run any type of a Force user in this game because when you're in a Star Wars tabletop role playing game, everyone wants to play the Jedi. I'm like, I'm going to explore the rest of this game, explore some of the other character types, right? Well, in the game, we came across a holocron, we came across a lightsaber, and one of the things was wonderful. I even stayed out of the way, but one of the things that ended up happening was other characters really liked their builds, and because I had a really vanilla build, this guy who was supposed to be a human explorer scout ended up exploring old Jedi temples that were in ruins, and he got a holocron, and he started to learn the Force. And so at the end, he was Force sensitive, not a full-on Jedi, just kind of Force sensitive. And in addition to that, there was another droid, H1N1, who had a history, another player character who had a history, a droid that had served a Jedi. And so this droid was teaching the human explorer scout how to be a Jedi. And so that was really, it was totally unexpected, and it put depth to the character that I didn't write in, right? And that's the greatest thing about tabletop role-playing games. When you sit down to tell that story, you don't know what's going to come out, right? There's 4 distinct voices all telling this story together, and the melange of adventure and drama that can come out of that is just so high and so wonderful, And then tabletop role-playing games, an American invention. Thank you, Gary Gygax. You're the best, right? So Gary Gygax brought us tabletop role-playing games, and here we are. He brought them out in '74. This is going to be 2014. That's 40 years of tabletop role-playing games. Just like jazz, just like comic books, purely American, right? And this is something we invented in America, and it's precious. And, if you're a tabletop tabletop role player, thanks for keeping this hobby robust. And if you're not, really consider if you're not playing Star Wars Edge of the Empire, these guys, Fantasy Flight Games has built a tremendous game, and it's just going to get better and better. The next book is Rebels, and the book after that is going to be Jedis, and they are building it block by block, and this is a stunning tabletop role-playing game, and I think it's the best there is right now out, except for the Star Wars saga. But I think it has a good chance of being better when they get it all done. Thank you.